Hello and welcome to Monday the 24th of August 2020. Today we're going to take a journey back in time to explore the history of the mansion. As we sit at home today in lockdown, at the moment it's easy to realise that sometimes we don't appreciate things as much as perhaps we should. This is called taking for granted what we have. Some of the things we may take for granted include our health, our freedom, which includes being able to go to school, and sometimes we even take for granted the things around us. It is sometimes easy to forget how lucky we are to have something, especially when we become completely comfortable with it in our familiar environment. So, today I want to talk a little bit about how lucky we are to have our Malvern Campus mansion. Because we go to school here every day, it's easy to forget what a rich history the building has and how it was that we at Caulfield Grammar have inherited such a beautiful piece of Australian history. I'm going to take you right back to the very start, in 1891, with a 51-year-old man named Mr. John Mark Davies. Mr. Davies was looking to build a house for himself and his family of 13, which included 11 children. Here you can see Mr. Davies pictured alongside his wife Emily. You can also see his 11 children: Marion, Ruth, Arthur, Lily, Alf, Frank, Norman, Gladys, Vivian, Evelyn and Howard. Around the time that Mr. Davies was building his house, Melbourne's frenzied 1880s land boom was heading for a great economic crash. This meant that there was a shortage of money and food, and so his house, which he would name Valentine Mansion, after a similar house in England, was never finished as per the original plans. These plans had included luxury furnishings, as well as a driveway, gates, formal landscaping as well. In the end, it took 2 whole years to build the mansion, with the exception of some landscaping and flooring, which took even longer. As you can tell, it was pretty grand for its time, with some workmen coming all the way over from Italy by boat to install plaster mouldings. So the house was mostly completed by 1892, but it wasn't cheap. Mr. Davies was originally told that it was going to cost £16,250 to build the mansion. However, it is believed that it ended up costing him 3 or 4 times that, with an estimated build price of up to $8 million in today's money. It was for that reason, as well as the financial crash of 1892, that the Davies family only lived in a modest wing of the mansion for 10 years in its semi-unfinished state. In January 1895, Davies surrendered his ownership back to Robert Morgan, from whom he had bought the land. After the Davies families left, the house was left derelict, and by 1913 it had been subdivided into flats. Residents of the mansion included individuals who rented just one room, as well as the boarders and headmaster of the local school. It was then, in 1924, that a group of parents and friends formed a committee and purchased the Valentine's Mansion as a new site for the local school, Malvern Grammar. Malvern Grammar School was a very successful boys' school, and one that rivaled Caulfield Grammar all the way into the 1960s. In 1961, Malvern Grammar gradually began to merge with Caulfield Grammar, but it wasn't until 1970 when Malvern Memorial Grammar was officially renamed Caulfield Grammar Malvern House. Since that time, Caulfield Grammar has meticulously restored Valentine's Mansion to her former glory, and she has seen much development of the school throughout her years, most notably the introduction of girls to Malvern Campus in 1993. This year, Valentine's Mansion turns 128 years old. So I'd like to encourage you all, when we do come back to school, take a moment to admire the beauty of our Valentine's Mansion. And remember, appreciate what you have before it becomes what you had. I hope you've all had a great weekend and enjoy your Monday.